this is Samurai Palace, the 6th and arguably best dungeon in the game. And in this video, we will be grinding through the underworld to finally reach this dungeon. Now boys, we have a very long grind ahead, and that's because in the underworld, progression slows down a lot. But honestly, I am super hopeful for this dungeon. Also, keep in mind that now, since we are warrior, for Samurai Palace, we will have to switch back to mage. Because of course, every single dungeon, we will be switching classes. And really, for right now, my goal is just to speedrun to Nightmare. And already we're like 3 levels away, which is very nice. But honestly, stick around for Samurai Palace, because I truly think that Samurai Palace is where Noob to Godly starts to get good. Because for the next few dungeons, they are just great. Like, you have canals, Ghastly Harbor. It really is a good time. Also, what's super nice is that when I double charge this ability, I literally one-shot mobs. So I'm really hoping that these spells do carry us through Underworld. And right now for Insane, they are doing great. However, Nightmare is a whole new challenge. And speaking of challenge, we are on the final boss, who actually is not too challenging because I literally do almost half of his health in one cycle. Oh my gosh, bro, this damage is insane. And with that, the boss has been defeated and we leveled up. To get, ooh, that's actually really good. We got a purple weapon. Truly, these Halloween spells have been carrying us a lot. And what's nice is that we also have the level 150 version. But since I did actually buy like every single cosmetic from the shop, I really don't know what to get. Honestly, I think what I'm going to do is save up for this like storm wave ability, which is level 210. Now, I've decided to do hardcore mode for this final stretch of insane mode to really get us the best gear possible. Also, we got Greg. Now, I did kind of a quick analysis and realized that for every odd number dungeon, we will be a warrior. So, of course, since Underworld is the 5th dungeon to release, we are a warrior. And of course, in a dungeon like Yokai Peaks, which is the 16th dungeon, we would be a mage. But defeating Greg gives us, oh my gosh, we got mage stuff, but that's not good. Yeah, this is the downfall of this series, bro. We get like stuff in the other class. And sadly, since it is insane gear, it's probably not going to help us too much in Samurai. Honestly, the huge thing that Samurai Palace is going to buff is its bosses. I think enemies will be difficult, however, since we have speed spells, it won't be too bad. But really, the bosses are not so easy. But really, it should be tolerable if we get some good Nightmare stuff. Really, I am just excited for that dungeon, though, because it is truly one of the most beautiful dungeons in the game, and easily a top 5 dungeon for most players. I feel like Samurai Palace is generally like just loved by pretty much everyone, and we are back on the final boss. Truly, our damage is surprisingly high, and I'm hoping it stays this way with Nightmare. Also, will I be able to one-cycle? Oh shoot, we actually one-cycled him and got, bro, a full set of Guardian armor. We don't need that. Whatever. But this should be our final game of insane mode. Yeah, to be honest, I am just so tired of doing insane. It hasn't taken too long to progress. However, insane really just doesn't have any incentives to play. I mentioned this a million times, but you don't really gain anything through doing insane mode. And also, if we claim this quest, oh, we are very, very close to leveling up. Like this group of enemies and we're leveled up. And just like that, we are now level 85. And since we're in hardcore, I can just reset. And of course, collecting our daily reward gives us... oh dang, we got 2 weapons. Alright, I'll take that. That's actually not a bad drop. This axe right here, though, is super powerful, so I'm gonna upgrade that. And we are suited up in a relatively decent set. Now, something that actually really upsets me is the fact that this weapon that we dropped has a level 86 requirement. What the frick, bro? This is literally not even a legendary. This is just a regular base weapon. Yeah, I don't know why they did that. That's kind of a stupid mechanic. But anyways, let's play Nightmare mode for the very first time. And man, it is crazy that we made it to this point. Now, I'm gonna equip a cosmetic just because this looks terrible. But honestly, let's just start the dungeon. Now, I'm gonna see my damage when double charging and checking it out. Okay, yeah, this is easily beatable. We do over half of their health when double charging. This is very much beatable. And of course, when we get that level 86 item, we will be able to very easily do this dungeon. Also, we are still going glass cannon, and we're gonna be going glass cannon for a long time. Yeah, all of the points into whatever stat we need. But truly, this is it. This is the final stretch until the Samurai Palace. And I could not be more excited. Truly, this is where Noob to Godly will start to get good. And also, once we hit level 100, we'll get like a secret title, which will be kind of nice. And we are on the very first boss, and our damage to the boss is mildly decent. And what's also nice is that we're almost at 3,000 Halloween crystals, so we could actually get both of the 200 spells today, and literally have like every single spell that you could possibly get, which again is gonna help us a lot for Abyssal Void, which is a long time from now. But this is also like the last day of the event, so truly it's now or never. Really, the biggest thing that I probably need right now is like a full set of warrior armor though. A weapon is probably not too necessary, it's mainly just armor. But I'm saying it right now, these new spells have made this Noob to Godly series like 10 times easier. I could not imagine how much grinding we would have to do to actually get new spells. And it's just another thing that's just been taken off, another worry that I do not have to worry about. And also we're on like the final walkway to the boss. Honestly, I've kind of grown on this dungeon, whereas before I used to hate it a lot. However, right now and just like over time, I've started to like it more and more. I really like how open the map kind of is, and I just do like love its theme. Truly, I did used to kind of hate this dungeon, but now it's kind of grown on me. And also we're on the Demon Lord. This boss right here is like the most cinematic dungeon quest boss fight. However, we do have to kind of lock in. And with that, he has finally been defeated. To get, wait, is that a warrior helm? Oh shoot, we got a purple warrior helm. W drop. Dude, that is exactly what we needed. And low key, is this drip? While it may not be drippy, it is very, very powerful. This stuff will literally get us through this dungeon. And honestly, I'm confident enough to just go like straight into wave defense, which of course is the best way we're gonna get XP. And yeah, it's gonna be nice because literally like after this level, we'll be able to use that new weapon. Really, this weapon is gonna help us a lot, dude, because our damage still isn't amazing. But I believe this is like the second to third to last, I believe, dungeon with wave defense, which is a little bit sad because none of the other dungeons will have wave defense past the canals. And also we leveled up. That is so good. Now we can use this battle axe, which yeah, allows us to one cycle enemies. Dude, that is crazy that we're one cycling enemies. This really will be a godsend. Also, we got a boss and I am trying to find like a cosmetic combo. But like I was saying before, one cycling enemies is one of the best things for progressing through this game. Because really, it just minimizes the amount of time you spend in a dungeon. Because yeah, if you're able to just like one cycle enemies, you can really just like breeze through the dungeon. Which is why I always say, if you're skilled enough, go and do Glass Cannon. Like put all of your points into physical or spell power, because you will be progressing so much faster. And also, I think we'll probably make it to wave 15 before I probably go back into regular runs. Really, wave defense for leveling up is so fast. And that's again why I'd really want to see wave defense be brought into higher dungeon, with of course some modifications, because I think base wave defense is quite boring if you don't really have any incentive to play. Like, it obviously doesn't beat regularly playing the game and doing dungeons. But with wave defense, they could maybe do things like a timed mode or like a hitless mode. Like, they could do a lot with wave defense. But dude, it feels so crazy to just like one-shot enemies. That is so good for progression. Because you can see I just, okay, wait, no, it didn't charge that time. But yeah, you can see I just like very easily kill enemies. And we leveled up to 87, which just further proves my point. But just like that, we get, oh my gosh, we got 2 pieces of trash, like literally made stuff. Well, that was quite depressing. But anyways, we're just 3 levels away, which is somewhat nice. And of course, I do want to get a mage set from Underworld to help us in Samurai Palace, because of course we're going to be switching classes. So all this warrior gear we're getting is literal trash. But what is nice is that we do have like Shockwave, which is a power spell. So we won't need to get anything from Underworld or Samurai in terms of spells. Really, I've been just like very quietly grinding this game. It has honestly gotten so boring just like doing the same dungeon over and over again, and I've really felt the progression start to massively slow down. And sadly, it kind of is what it is. But really, like, this move in general where he like throws out his heart is such a slow move. Like, it just forces you to wail at his heart to literally do nothing for the game. And we got, bro, like, this is trash. At least we did get a maid staff, which isn't terrible. But yeah, honestly, a bit disappointing. But since we do have 3,000 crystals, we can actually go and buy one of these new spells. And honestly, I'm probably going to get the one for Mage, since we will, of course, be being a mage in Abyssal Void when this spell will actually be useful. And wait, is this actually a legendary spell? Okay, no, it is not a legendary spell. Yeah, I guess you get 2 of them when you buy it, which is, I guess, pretty nice. But honestly, let's just do like this final bit of grinding and make it to this dungeon, man. It has taken so long. Now, boys, we are super close to Samurai Palace. But you might also notice I actually got a full purple set of Time Lost Warrior armor. Yeah, it's about this point where I'm gonna have to do like off-camera grinding just because of how slow the progression has gone. But claiming this quest should very much get us leveled. And just like that, we are now level 89. Really, of all episodes, this episode has taken definitely the longest to film. But really, it is almost done. We are almost at Samurai. And yeah, I'm gonna be honest, Underworld has for sure gotten repetitive. Like, I have very much gotten bored of this dungeon. And it's mainly because of the fact that progression has just slowed down. But honestly, this full set looks really, really nice. It's crazy that we got the set. Now the main thing we need is mage armor. That will fully prepare us for that dungeon. But my damage even to this boss is literally insane. Really, it's nice being able to kind of like cruise through the dungeons. And especially with speed spells, that's going to be so nice. And it's just going to make dungeons feel a little bit faster. Yeah, this dungeon, it just kind of feels like a drag. But these speed spells do feel nice. Also, we're literally at 54 health. I do not know what's going on. But honestly, next game will be our last, which will feel so nice, bro. Also, we legit... Okay, I'm reviving. I don't care. Dude, I forgot it was hardcore mode. And the boss has been defeated to get... Yo, that's good. We got a time lost mage helm. We really need that for Samurai. But this should be our final game. Man, this has taken so long and I'm ready to be done. Before we actually get into Samurai Palace, I kind of want to talk about what this dungeon will entail. Because as many of you guys know, Samurai Palace is when things start to get somewhat difficult. I know I said that about Underworld, however, Samurai Palace is significantly harder. And also, Samurai Palace is where the speed spell was introduced, such as Flame Cyclone and the Illusion Blast. So I don't know if I will need to switch to a speed spell, or if I could still use like these swing sword spells. I'm gonna stick with these for as long as possible, ideally up until Volcanic Chambers when I can use the next 2. So who knows, maybe these will actually like just carry me through the entire series. That would be a literal godsend. Truly, this Halloween event will save me through this entire series, and I feel good about it. Because keep in mind, this is a level 60 spell. We've been using this since Pirate Island, which is a little bit of an interesting thought. And we reached level 90. Let's get out of this freaking dungeon. Well, actually, I'm going to beat it first because, you know, we do kind of need gear. And let's see. Oh, shoot. Dude, I am so glad I stayed. Literally, we got a legendary. What a W drop. But if you look, you'll see that we have one of the ugliest sets ever. Now, I swapped the other legendary that I got for this mage ledge. And yeah, for the most part, I'm using like this green helm and this purple armor from Insane. It is not looking great. But yeah, let me just go and like reset my stat points because of course we are switching classes if you couldn't see before. And now I do have to switch spells to of course the Shockwave spell, which I personally prefer just because of the fact that you can actually shoot it forward. And I may as well just like dress up in the Samurai Palace cosmetic because like literally the armor is so ugly. But without further ado, let's play Samurai Palace for the very first time. Man, it feels super crazy to finally be in this dungeon. And truly, this is like one of the most beautiful dungeons in the game, hands down. But charging up my attacks, I can do about half of their health, which is very good for one cycle. And also, this spell is just like 10 times better because I actually have like the tiniest bit of range. And I think after this game, I might spend some more of my crystals. However, I don't know on what, because this will be the last episode of the Halloween event. But dude, it is so nice to be in this dungeon. Really, it is one of the most cinematic dungeons in the game and easily one of the most beautiful. Like, this dungeon really blew people away when it released just because of how good it was for its time. I mean, just like the lighting, the atmosphere, everything about it is very nice. And we are on the very first boss. Dude, honestly, this dungeon is so cool. You kind of go into like this war room, and really, I just love the integrations with this dungeon. Arguably like one of the best, if not the best dungeon, and it's surprising because it's a super old dungeon. I would say this dungeon for me is like top 3, and really there's only good stuff to come. And we just walk out to like this beautiful view. Yeah, this dungeon is very great and it's undeniable. But what I really don't like is how quickly the enemies attack. I have to get used to that. This dungeon is significantly harder than anything we've seen before. And man, it took a really long time to get here. And also, we're on the rock golem, and what I really don't like is how much health these bosses have, dude. Yeah, I swear it is just like hitting the enemies over and over again. Honestly though, like all of the set pieces for the bosses are very cool. And dude, it's crazy. We just like level up already midway through the dungeon. Man, maybe progression will actually get fast. But anyways, we're on the final boss, Miyamoto. And dude, this boss honestly is one of the more cool ones in the game. While his attacks are like actually pretty difficult, I just really love the atmosphere. Like we're at like this kind of little pond area with some of the best looking water it really gets. Yeah, Dungeon Quest water always looks very nice. But really the one thing that you do have to be careful with this boss though is like the little inferno guy that he'll summon, because this guy, bro, if you are not careful, he will destroy your life. You definitely have to stay a long ways away from the boss, which is good for this spell because this spell has a lot of rain. And the boss, okay, wait, no, how did that not hit? Okay, now the boss has been defeated to get... That's not terrible. We're made, so that's going to be decent. Although I don't think it beats the legendary. Now, I'm kind of lost as to what I'm probably going to buy. I might buy like a gold pack. I don't know how much that gives. Okay, I'm at 64 million. What happens if I purchase another one? Okay, so it gives me a tiny bit of gold. It's nothing crazy, though. So yeah, I guess I'll just spam buy gold packs. But man, we made it to Samurai. But ladies and gentlemen, I have episode 5 on the screen for you guys. So definitely go check it out because I think you'll probably like it. And for now, I'll see you guys later.